All right, hey guys, welcome back. I forgot my intro. Whatever. We're on Verdant still. Set 7 set review for Dragon. I'll just kind of hop into it really quick here. Oh, sorry. I'm joined with Presha and Nova. If you both want to say hi.
Bro, he got
Hello.
mind eraser from the rune set, man.
No, I think
He
maybe
got
maybe we're just getting tired.
Yeah,
Listen, the Rune one broke my brain. All right.
that was rough.
Here's a rating key, guys. S is obviously good. F is bad. Let's go. All right, we got my boy here, Valdane Cursed Shadow. I love this guy in digital because all I had to do was hit the intern button and watch my opponent lose the game. But in this game, he's a little different. He's a 4-drop 4/4 that evolves for 2 or evolves for 0. You can only activate the 0/1 if you have at least 10 natural cards in your cemetery. Fanfare, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal a natural card among them and add it to your hand. Bury the rest. So you send those to the grave. On the evolve side, on evolve, choose one of the following. 1, select an enemy flower on the field, deal it 4 damage, search your deck for a Shadow's Corrosion, and put it into your EX area, then shuffle your deck. And then 2, select a Shadow's Corrosion in your cemetery, play it for 0 play points. This is the key card for this Natra deck. For Dragon, essentially, it's like a fake version of the digital one. If you're not aware, here, let me move the Shadow Corrosion up for you guys, so we just talk about it now. Here's the Shadow Corrosion. It's a 3-drop spell. This card can be played. This card can be played from the EX area at the start
Cannot
of your
be played from EX. Yeah.
At the start of your end phase, if this card is in your EX area, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader for every 5 natural cards in your cemetery, and then the other effect is select an enemy follower on the field. When you do play this card, deal it 4 damage, and if there's a Valdane Cursed Shadow on your field, put this card into its owner's EX area. It's kind of mimicking what digital was doing, but digital was way more broken because I remember hitting the intern button and watching my opponent take like 15 damage to the face immediately. This time around, it's more manageable, so you're probably most likely hitting for like maybe 4 damage or 4 or 5 damage at most off of this one card effect.
Yeah,
that's the high end here for physical, but
yeah,
that's your meta deck out.
Yeah.
That's your meta deck out.
Yeah.
Valdane is infamous in digital for having just his impact was absolutely insane. You played him. He gave you the Shadow's Corrosion spell. You played that, and then for every Naturian Grit tree that you destroyed, Naturian Grit tree was what was 1 cost damage. You played it. It just if there was one already on the field, destroyed it, and then you drew a card. And then at the end of turn, your opponent would take damage to face equal to the number of Naturian Great trees destroyed that game. So all you did was play Valdane and then cycle a bunch of trees, and then watch your opponent just take a whole bunch of damage to face that they can do absolutely nothing about. And it was insane. So I am not surprised. I remember when this was originally revealed in Japanese, I was like, oh yeah, they nerfed Dane hard. Like I like how they translated him because it's got the very same spirit of the digital of how he worked that way, but they made sure to make him way less ridiculous. Because oh my god, that deck was just insane because it was the entire time that like digital Shadowverse decks have a way shorter we're known for having pretty short lifespans because it was a digital game and it was pretty easy to get new cards, and new sets came out pretty often, and the game was pretty generous with resources, let you get new cards and decks, build new cards and decks pretty easily as long as you were playing consistently. This deck had possibly the longest shelf life of any deck that I can recall in digital because the entire time it was in rotation, it was viable. Like it wasn't like always top tier, but it was always like in the area of at least kind of the middle to low tier 2. Like it was just crazy. So
yeah, that was mostly because the last set before it rotated, it got super broken. Super duper uber broken, Nader Al Machina. But
yeah.
yeah, this card, I don't know. I think this card's pretty bad in this game. 5 per 1 damage is abysmal. Dragon is also like fairly inconsistent in terms of like its draw power, but obviously it's like backed up with the fact that it has like some of the highest individual card power. But this is just I just don't think this is that good because it's like a control deck, and then you have to like almost deck out to start getting a good amount of damage. And my issue is that healing is really relevant and is also really good in this game where there's no limit to healing. So you can just out heal the stack, and like on 4 you're playing, or sorry, on 6 you're playing a 5/5. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think this card sucks. I think people will mess around with it, but that'll mostly be people,
Yeah, it'll be me having fun hitting the
Bro,
intern button.
Notice a pattern of digital decks that Kit remembers and plays.
Listen, I played all the broken
pattern.
stuff to get the GM every season when I was playing. All right, and I remember this guy coming down, hitting the intern button, going, "That was a fun game."
Yeah.
Yeah, Verdant he's a lot more. I don't think he's awful, but he's definitely very underwhelming compared to very, very, very underwhelming compared to digital. He almost feels like he's getting punished. Like it almost feels like when they printed the Verdant retrain in digital 2, where that card was just pretty bad. It almost feels like he's he's continually getting punished for how good his original card was. So, well, again, I don't think he's unplayably terrible. Like this deck is a slow control deck, and I think there are things that just make your game plan not really all that not that viable, unfortunately.
Actually,
it can work. It'll work sometimes, but there's just you can play around it easily.
Thinking about it more, I actually think this is way worse than I initially thought, because you have to be playing almost a full deck of Nadara cards for this to be good, and we have 0 Nadara cards before this set. So we will probably have to play every single card in this set that says Nadara for this card to be good.
Yeah, I think,
and that means like taking out, like, because when we think about the holy trinity of Oracle, Forte, and Blazing Breath, that's a fourth of our deck that we'll probably have to reduce 2 of those cards, just so we can consistently get the damage from the Shadow's Corrosion. And it also starts online, like it comes online on turn 6. Like and then usually we say, oh well, you'll ramp once, but like, are we even allowed to play Oracle in this deck? Like ratio wise,
Well, you actually have other ramp. You actually have
you have the dinosaur and stuff.
You have the dinosaurs that let you ramp, but yeah,
or the Pterodactyl.
I think you could still get away with playing Oracle, but yeah, I don't think you have to be very, very selective about the non-natura things you run in this deck. You can't run very many. I think Dragon, Oracle, and maybe one other non-natura card is I think the most you could get away with.
I just realized people are going to be playing this at 50 cards a day. Oh, jeez. Oh, get me out of this.
Get me out of this. I think the one card to point out that it probably gets played with this card is I forget the name of the card, but it's the 3-drop amulet we played in discard that deals 2 damage if you discard it for the turn. Right?
Yeah, that is played in this.
Yeah, just to add the extra like oomph for like the damage, because like when this guy's online, you're probably dealing like most likely 2 to 3 damage, and then plus the extra 2 from the other amulet, just to like kind of do 5 a turn essentially. But that might be already too late. I'm definitely going to be playing with this deck a bit for locals and stuff because it's going to be very fun. I'm not sure I don't think it's going to be super competitive, but I'm gonna rate this as C. Like you play this guy. If you play this deck, you have to play him, obviously.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with C. He's not the deck can work, but there's a lot of ways to play around it. It'll be a fun rogue deck that I think a lot of people will play and do okay with. It's just not good. It's just not competitive.
Yeah. We'll just rate the Shadow's Corrosion really quick. I'm gonna rate it C for cursed.
Fun fact: he is I wonder why he's got why he's traded Dragon Newt, because he's not a Dragon Newt. He is a half elf, half dragon, and is actually Balion's adopted brother. So
did they traded like Gamu and stuff Dragon Newt. I think like
No,
if you're
she's
if
not
you're
Dragon. She was
oh no,
just
she's Wormkin.
she was just
Wormkin.
Wormkin.
That's still
That's just like
that's
the
the same
standard dragon
weird.
trainer.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like I wonder why she wasn't Dragonheart. Honestly, I think like that would have made more sense. But whatever.
yeah.
All right, moving on here.
Oh no, I know why he's Dragon Newt. It's because of the card that Dragon Newt Needler, who we'll see later.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
All right.
No, he's not actually Dragon Newt.
All right, Neptune Tide Mistress, 7 mana, 6/6 ward. Fanfare. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 Marine followers, not named Neptune Tide Mistress from among them, and add them to your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. You may put a Marine follower that originally cost 5 or less in your hand onto your field. If you do, give it +2/+2. The only Marine I'm trying to add to my deck is Roki Sasaki. So I don't know. I the Marine cards. We're doing a Marine Dragon deck. I don't know.
Yeah, the start of this isn't even the only like Marine, like it's almost like every so often Dragon just gets like a bunch of like, here's a bunch of support for Marine tribal, and it's like, what? Okay,
The few, the proud,
this
the
is
Marine.
is this supposed to be a deck?
Oh man, yeah.
It's a meme. Like, someone's gonna roll up to locals with their Marine Dragon deck. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be good.
Neptune. Does the other Neptune summon the stuff on play, or is it on evolve? I forgot. Let me check.
I think both.
Oh yeah, she summons one
and then another one.
Yeah. So wait. Okay, let me Okay. No, I wish she gave everything. They put him. So you get like 6/6, and then summon another 6/6 that summons a 2/2, and then the 2/2 has rush.
Now against Storm, if you evolve the other card, right? So you would need 8, or isn't it 8?
Yeah.
It costs 2 to evolve.
Oh shit. Okay, game sucks. D4
Yep.
disappointed.
Yeah, you need Masamune for this.
Listen, I would give this an F, but I know for a fact I'm going to lose to this card at locals at some point.
What are you going to lose? What? Tell me the combo that you lose to with this card.
Listen, it doesn't matter. I have people on my locals who like show up and go, I brought this 40 card pile, and I will be playing my random 40 card pile of Verdant, and I will not be able to win the game.
Wow, they're playing 40 cards. That's better than a lot of players, to be honest. They're playing 40 cards. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good local. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's move along here. Prussia.
Wildfire Tyrannosaur. 8 cost, 6/6. When this card is discarded, play 1 play point. Select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 3 damage. Activate. Banish an Interrogate Tree from your field. Deal 3 damage to each enemy follower on the field. It is Natura and Wormkin trait. It's good for Valdane's deck.
It's Trail of Light, but like,
wasn't this card just wasn't this a different card in digital? I mean, like how it got the damage in digital.
In digital, it was a little. It actually is kind of similar. It's so in digital, it was an accelerate.
Yeah. Wasn't it
deal,
1 cost?
To deal 3 damage, and then get a tree or something.
Yeah.
And
then very rarely I remember playing it for. Was it like 8 or was it a 9 cost in digital?
It was 9.
Yeah.
You almost never played the full body. You almost never played the body.
Yeah, I remember. I just only remember it playing it like a couple times.
I mean, yeah, you do sometimes, especially after Natter al Machina, because you just have it costs 6 mana, and then you have 8 cards that are Natter, and then you.
Oh yeah, when you get the -3 for no reason.
You deal 8 damage AoE, including face. So you definitely played after Nam. I mean, sure, this is fine. It's just a terrible archetype. I guess it's hard to rate these cards because it's like these cards will never see play outside of this archetype, and I think the archetype's really bad. Yeah. So it's like, how do you even rate this? It's like, I'm just gonna give it a D because it's
for dinosaur.
Yeah, D for dinosaur. Yeah. Yep. It's a decent card in a mediocre deck, so definitely a D.
Yeah. Moving along. What Marion, Elegant Dragon Newt. 1-drop 2/2. Oh, we got a goblin. Evolves for 1. Fanfare. If Overflow is active for you, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put a Dragoncraft follower from among them into your EX area. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. On the Evolve side, it's still 2/2. On Evolve, select another Dragoncraft follower on your field or in your EX area and give it +1/+1. I guess technically this is some cheap-ish search that happens on turn 6 or 7 for Dragoncraft. I don't know if that's what you really need in general. The evolve side is pretty mediocre as well. I guess turn 1 Evo going second. I don't know. That seems pretty.
You know what this set actually has a few cards for that it's not Natura. It's Prime Dragon Keeper support.
Oh,
and this is one of them.
Yeah, PDK. Not
Yeah,
super impressed with this card, but it's a goblin.
This one they almost opened the floodgates. If they didn't think twice and they made this a 3/3 on Evo, the game would have been over. If this was a 1-mana 3/3, if this was a goblin that Evos for 1 and gained stats,
yeah,
that would have been a problem. That would have been really, really strong. I mean, this card sucks. This card's awful. It's not Natura. So.
I think it. There's. It's not unplayable.
Are you playing this over Dragon's Nest?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I've seen that. Actually played against an aggro dragon deck recently, and we were testing set 7 stuff with it. So someone was playing me with a set 7 aggro dragon deck, and this card, and then curving and other stuff. It actually got so for aggro dragon or a deck that or PDK or something like that. This is really good because it's a goblin. Because you can buff other stuff, because you can Evo just to buff other stuff. I guess that's kind of more of a nice bonus. And then late in the game, if you manage to make it to late in the game, it's a search. You probably don't because it's aggro deck and you're kind of trying to
end it before then.
You're not trying to get to the late game for that, but I've already seen this card be used against me in a way that wasn't completely ineffective, so I'm not going to write it off. It's niche, but it'll do its job in the specific deck that wants to run it.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I'm still leaning more towards F side. I mean, if I see this come down, I'll be really confused, especially I guess during this set, but maybe not. I'm not sure.
That might be the first time you.
If I see this come down, I'm gonna go, oh no, aggro dragon. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh yay, aggro dragon.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be aggro dragon.
It's gonna come down, and I'm gonna be like, oh, you couldn't find your neutral goblins. Understandable. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to definitely see the card in action.
I die to aggro more than I like to admit, and just because they throw a bunch of dudes at me and I can't, and I draw badly in a way where I can't get rid of them. I'm just like, well, GG.
Yeah.
I lose to aggro not because the aggro was good, but because they're taking advantage of my bad luck.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here.
All right, Bubbleborn Mermaid, 2-mana, 2/3, Fanfare. Give your leader plus X health. X equals the number of marine follows on your field. It is a marine itself. The few, the proud, the marines. I don't know.
All right, you curve this out on. Wait, I forgot. Is there a
1-drop marine?
I think isn't there a 0/1 is that a 1-drop that's a ward that summons it?
It's a 2-drop.
Oh, it's a 2-drop? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't think this changes my opinion on the card anyway, but I was just like, can you curve this out and heal 3 on 2? I don't. Yeah, I'm very sad.
Yeah, I don't what marine deck are we doing? We don't have Poseidon yet.
Listen, by set 12, we'll get there. Trust the process, Pressure.
Yeah, trust the process.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is good enough to run in the marine deck, if that's even a thing.
Yeah, this should have been a bonkers heal. This should have been ×3. 3 times the number of marine powers.
That would have been like, bring back Shenlong. I don't want this.
If this was the number of marine followers on your field,
yeah,
then you have my interest. But no, other than this, I don't even think this is good enough for its own
archetype. Yeah.
Deck, so.
All right. Well, that was easy. We can move along here. Nova.
Yeah. Hoarfrost Triceratops. It's a 4-cost 3/3. Evolves for 1. Fanfare. Banish an Terran Great Tree token on your field. Give this follower 2/2. +2 attack and 2 defense. Last word, summon a Natarian Great Tree token, and then the evolve form is it still has last word, summon a Natarian Great Tree token, and the on evolve is select an enemy follower on the field and deal 3 damage. Natura and Wormkin trait. Again, it's kind of an okay card and a sadly kind of underwhelming archetype.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Correctly statted for a 4-drop
playing,
at least if you banish the tree, right?
Yeah, we weren't playing 4
Yeah.
mana 5/5s in like set 2. Like we're set 7, and we're in a bad deck.
I wonder why they only made it 3 damage, because it's a you're basically paying 5 for this effect, and we can't even just like bump it up to a deal 4 damage on Eva.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like this is the card that we're gonna get comments about. For some reason, I have a sneaking suspicion that someone's gonna be like, "That guy Prussia does not read cards," and this card, or something.
Well, yeah,
like
Pressure,
that.
you missed the part where it says +2/+2. Okay, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I really think this art and this Triceratops is really cool looking. Yeah, why do all the cards I like always look like garbage, or not look like garbage? Like get the worst effects ever.
I mean, don't you like mono?
Okay, listen, we don't talk about mono. Mono's a god.
Yeah.
It's only like, the more I'm looking at, like, okay, you don't have to. I mean, I guess you don't have to evolve it. Like, you still get a drawn, it's a 4-cost 5/5
and
drawn
drop.
discard.
Yeah. It's
and then
it's
it'll give you another, and then it'll give you back that tree when it dies. But it's so, and you don't have to evolve. The evolve just feels like kind of a bonus. But like, again, I just feel like this is a perfectly fine little card for an archetype that, again, is not very competitive. Like,
yeah.
it's just
it's definitely not the worst. It's just like, I think this is the type of card where like my opinion on it can definitely sway a little bit. But I'd have to be like, okay, this is a like a player in the deck to set up some stuff and things like that. Right now, the initial read on the card is that it is not necessarily that. Yeah. All right.
Just sadly, they just the whole Natura Dragon Beldane archetype is just way more underwhelming. Again, almost feels like it's being punished for how good it was in digital. But it's just
sure.
people will play it and it'll be okay. It's just not the most exciting thing ever, which is a little sad. But
Yeah, it is what it is, as they say.
It is what it is. Yeah.
All right, I remember this menace. Every time not drawing this card on curve with the tree made me sad. All right. So this is Whirlwind Pterodon. It's a 3-drop 3/2. Fanfare, banish Natarian Great Tree on your field. Increase your max play points by 1. Last word, put a Natarian Great Tree token onto your field. I just remember playing this card a lot in digital. What was the stat in digital? Was it a 3/3 in digital? Oh, it was a 2/2? Okay, yeah. It's on archetype. I don't see a reason not to play this card. And it, unlike
I think this is the best Natura Dragon card
it probably
that supports
is.
Beldane.
Yeah. I almost feel like you could probably splash this out of archetype. Like, this is definitely the best. This is the reason you'd play the deck, is a turn 3 ramp. Like, that's
a good body, and you get the the big thing is you get the ramp immediately, unlike what's her face? I'm forgetting her name right now.
Ayla? What the hell is wrong with you not remembering?
Ayla.
Sorry. V for Vendetta. No.
Yeah.
All right.
V for Pteranodon. There's no V in there, but there could be.
Yeah, I think FC is fine for this. It's just you're always forced to play this card because it's just, unfortunately, it is the best card for the archetype, it seems like.
People do posting about Haven.
I think because I didn't consider that before, but Pressure mentioned it's even splashable outside of Natura for more ramp. I mean, you do need something else to give you trees.
Yeah.
But I could see, like, basically running a tree engine in a non. I could see running a tree engine in a non-Beldane deck. So I'm actually going to give this a B.
Yeah. I was gonna say, people doom posting about like Haven being dead after whatever set. Dragon like, shout out to the Dragon Maids, because y'all in for some really hard times.
Like, Dragon already had its time to shine, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving along here.
All right, Dragon Newt Needler, 3-mana, 2/4. Whenever a Dragon Newt follower on your field attacks, deal 2 damage to each enemy leader. Why are we still printing cards like this, dude?
So okay, you know that aggro dragon deck I played against recently?
Yeah.
This card was the reason I lost one of the games to it.
Comes down, and
Because
suddenly your goblins are dealing 4. Let's go.
Yep. And then she is, it's never a Dragon Newt follower on your fields. That does include her. It's not another Dragon Newt follower, so it does include her. So when she attacks, she basically, her attack is basically 4. She's really a 3-cost 4/4. And then again, you play a she makes Feline. The thing I ran into was then she makes Feline deal extra damage, so Feline isn't just like, because the run Feline is just like the tiny little, like, she's like a 1/3 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes Feline good in aggro dragon. It's just like this card was very, very scary with aggro dragon doing all the things it want to do, like playing its goblins and then playing this down and playing Feline. It's just like, oh no, it's actually taking a lot of face damage, and it's it can be a lot to keep up with. So while that said, that's, yeah, and PDK, yeah, PDK, and also for PDK, I don't know if those two, I don't know if the PDK and the aggro dragon decks kind of overlap, but either way, yeah, this card is very a menace under the right conditions. That said, those are very niche conditions.
Yeah, as soon as I saw this card, I read the text. It screams like it wants to be played in like PDK, and like you said, like some kind of type of aggro deck, which I'm not familiar with every like aggro deck out there. Unlike Pressure, I'll give it a D because it has nice art, and I think the effect goes very well in like a PDK type of style deck. But yeah.
I just don't think aggro dragon can ever function in this game. You just draw way too little cards for that deck to function. Any dragon card that says I need another card on the field, I need another card, period, and it's like aggro based, I'm immediately out on immediately. So
Understandable.
It functions. It just doesn't always function well. is what I ran into. It's just like it's hot. It's just super high roll.
Yeah.
It's like either it just spits out all its goblins and you can't remove them, or it dies. So
Yeah.
All right, moving on here. I remember this guy.
he's almost unchanged from digital. Velociraptor. 2-cost, 3/2 fanfare. Summon a Nataran Great Tree token. If Overflow is active for you, summon up to 2 instead, and give this follower Rush. It's Natura and Wormkid trait. Yeah, it's almost 1-to-1 what he was in digital.
Yeah.
Was he a 3/2 in digital?
No, he's a 2/2.
2/2, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I just remember.
Did he get buffed with the Rush too? Or
no, I think it was just you put one in your hand, and then if Overflow, you put a second one in your hand. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's true.
Rushed. Maybe he got Rushed. Let me see.
Oh no, he didn't get Rushed.
I don't know.
For some reason, I remembered that he did.
Or no, he didn't. Yeah.
No, but then no, that's only here.
I don't know why. The only thing I really remember about this card.
So he's actually buffed from digital.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get Rushed on that. Yeah.
The one thing I just always remember about this card in digital is, for some reason, I had to be animated versions of this card in digital, and and I just like see the lightning coming off the card constantly. I was like, okay. But yeah. Required card, obviously. It's actually, so this is probably a card, like Pressure said earlier with the Pterodon. Like, this is probably a card if you probably want it in that type of package if you're not playing.
Yeah,
you can
definitely
play it
in Verdant, and if you're running you're definitely playing Verdant, and if you're running a Natura packet, package and something else, you would definitely run this too, because that's.
I'm gonna give it a C.
Yeah.
I also remember. We'll see later on. I just remember the camel dude.
Yeah.
Was a card that was played a lot as well. All right. I think this is me, right? This is a 2-drop 2/2 Doting Dragoneer. Evolves for 2. Fanfare. If Overflow is active for you, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 2 damage. On Evolve, select a Dragoncraft follower that costs 3 or less in your cemetery and summon it. Oh, more PDK support.
Yep. Just It's
This is pretty whatever. It
yeah,
definitely
it's
seems
like
very
it's
PDK.
like they didn't know what to do with this set other than Natura. It's like, okay, we got Natura Dragon, of course, but then like, what else do we put in? Marine and PDK support. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Dude, the background on this
Yeah.
art is going so hard. What the heck? Is that like a dragon in the back? Going crazy? All right.
Yeah, it's like some crazy dragon.
She's
So
the Dragoneer. That's her dragon.
Oh.
They could have put Ina in this set. They could have fit her in here. I don't know. This set sucks. We're dragon. We're dragon.
Yeah, well listen, they have some war crimes to pay up for, all right? So
For sure. They never redeem themselves, and then people are over here like dooming about Haven, and every other meta, David is good. It's like
all right, next card here. What is this? This art. Why does this worm has? Look at this worm too.
Yeah, the worm.
I love that worm.
Yeah, the real worm kid. 2 mana 3/2. Activate 2 play points. Bury this card. Damn it. To your leader. To your leader in each follower on the field. Yo, what in the world were they smoking? What is going on?
We have Humpty Dumpty at home.
Yeah. Why are the Marines so bad? Why are the Marines so bad?
What is there some lore in digital where a deck was really broken with like
No.
Poseidon and stuff? What is happening? Like,
Well, Poseidon was broken. Poseidon
Yeah.
was a broken card, but you know.
oh man.
We have Humpty Dumpty at home. Mom, can we have Humpty Dumpty? We have Humpty Dumpty at home.
S tier for
Humpty Dumpty at home.
That's because I get to hit myself and end the game faster.
This is too much for me. Let's we're moving on here.
Get out of here.
Okay. Who's next?
Is it? I don't know.
I
Is
read
it-
Boomfish. I think it's Nova.
Go Nova.
Okay.
Go.
One Feral Aether, 1 cost spell. Summon a Neteran Great Tree token. If Overflow is active for you, summon up to 3 instead. Natural trait. So I think out of this and the Tempered Aether are the best of the Aether cards, I think. That said, Tempered Aether is better just because it's in a better Natura deck, so...
Oh yeah, I guess there are only 3, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tempered is the best for sure, and then
Yeah.
Fertile sucks, and Dragon sucks because it's a bad deck. So
Fertiles is okay. This one is alright. It's just in a worse deck than
this is
Yeah.
this
two?
one is just in the worst deck. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. I'll also go C.
Imagine if this was exactly like digital, just pay 1, draw 2 cards, and have a tree on the board.
Wait, what? What?
I'm saying
don't
if it was
think
like
that's how-
digital, if it was like because it would summon 3 and the trees would kill the other tree that got summoned, right? Yeah.
Actually, that's not how it would work in digital. Because in digital,
Oh.
if they come out on the same effect, they don't.
Oh, they
see each
don't.
other.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. In digital, you put a Windblast Dragon in your hand. If this
Yeah,
is
I
10th turn or
remember.
later.
Oh yeah, they fixed that when they did the resurgent trees in the like
Oh,
last
yeah,
set
yeah,
of the game. When they brought back trees for that, they had like a new and improved trees. They fixed that, so if you summoned more than one at the same time, they didn't get stuck on the board.
Yeah, but
I
no,
thought
you
that was
could,
kinda funny.
you could board lock yourself in in digital. Yeah, they should have added a Wind Blast, right? Or they should have made this like you search for a dragon card or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes Dragoncraft. I'm sorry, Dragoncraft players, but I'm probably still going to meme with this deck in locals. Here is some socials to follow us on. X/Twitter, and then we have Blue Sky down there with myself and Nova. So give us a follow. Tell us how amazingly wrong Pressure is all the time in all our set reviews.
Bro, Boomfish is the best card in the set. No cap.
Oh, it has the best art for sure.
I hope it has a foil. If you get a foil from your case, Kit, can you send it to me?
I will send it to you 100%.
I don't even know if there is one. But...
I want an ultimate rare Boomfish where it's just the worm.
Yes,
It's a zoom in on the
zoom in of the worm, like a super
I just saw that worm, and all I could think about was like Worms Armageddon. Like, Oh
I
man,
just think of the fishing or the episode in SpongeBob where they find all the
all the hooks.
yeah, the hooks. The hooks.
All right. I guess we're closing this video out. Prescia or Nova, do you have any last minute shout outs?
No.
Shadowverse Wiki and Shadowverse Evolved Discord. You guys rule.
Awesome. All right. With that being said, guys, we'll hopefully see you in our next video, which will be Abyss. We get to see my girl Mono in action and how good she is. So be there or be square, I guess. Later, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.